Have you ever thought about who lived here before humans? Many people think that only dinosaurs lived here, but that is not the case. There was a species of duck that lived here, which was very different from the normal ducks of today. It became extinct with time. Today I will tell you the story of that duck. Once upon a time, in the cold, mysterious lakes of North America, lived a rare and beautiful bird, the Labrador duck. The very mention of its name evokes images of chilly winds, sparkling waters, and vast stretches of serene silence. But this was no ordinary duck. It was known for its stunning colors, calm demeanor, and distinctive lifestyle. The Labrador duck coloration was so unique that seeing it was like witnessing a painting come to life. It had a striking white stripe on its neck, deep brown feathers covering its body, and faint markings beneath its eyes. In the wild, it was easily recognizable. Its home lay along cold lakes and large rivers, especially in the northern regions of Canada and the United States. Our story begins by a small lake, where the first rays of dawn reveal the Labrador duck spreading its wings and gliding gracefully over the water. Its scientific name was Camptorhynchus labradorius. Village children often sat on distant benches, watching it, mesmerized by its unique swimming, deep dives, and peculiar calls. It was no ordinary duck. There was a graceful poise in its movement and a deep intelligence in its eyes. Old hunters and biologists would say that the Labrador duck was very shy, but most active in the early hours of the morning. It would forage underwater for tiny insects, snails, and seeds. Those cold lakes were its entire world, a world where it swam, dove, and bravely faced growing dangers from the distant shores. In the first chapter of our story, we meet the Labrador ducklings as they hatch. Their mother would carefully lead them to the quietest shore away from danger. Covered in soft down, the ducklings followed cautiously through the crisp, frosty air, waddling along with their siblings. Every creature had its place in this ecosystem. Hawks soared above, fish swam beneath the waters, and foxes darted along the banks. But the greatest fear of the Labrador duck was humans. People often came with nets and guns, seeking its shiny feathers. This was the era when hunting culture was at its peak. Each day, the mother duck taught her ducklings how to quickly hide underwater, keep silent, and always stay close together. Their family was strong. They ate, swam, and slept together. But gradually, human greed and increasing hunting cast a dark shadow over their world. Over time, villages near the lakes began to see the Labrador duck as an extinct species. The children who once chased it now heard stories about it only. But along those fragrant shores, the duck's calls still echoed every morning, reminders of golden days gone by. Many were surprised to learn about the Labrador duck and puzzled over why such a beautiful bird had vanished. Environmental changes, relentless hunting, and shifting climates shattered its world. Yet in this first chapter, the Labrador duck's world was alive, joyful, vibrant, and wonderful. Once, a biologist named Dr. Henry would write in his notebook about the Labrador duck's movements. "Every movement holds grace. Every call is a poem," he said. He loved the duck so much that he would leave at dawn with his binoculars to watch it on the lake. When a morning sun's light touched the water, the duck's feathers glistened as if the whole world wanted to admire its beauty. Old villagers, children, hunters, and researchers alike. But the duck's life was far from easy. Every day brought new dangers, sometimes hunters, sometimes unforgiving weather. Its mother taught it to always hide from humans. "We must learn to stay away," she would say, "for they are after our beautiful feathers." At first, the duck family was large, but year by year, it grew smaller. An old hunter once lamented, "Now the Labrador duck is a rare sight." People keenly felt its loss, but hunting habits persisted. After a fragrant morning, life around the lake began to change. The close-knit duck family no longer stayed united. Members were fewer each passing year. The air grew heavy with sadness, shores fell silent, and children's eyes filled with questions. Dr. Henry, whose notebook now held the quiet calls and fading notes of the Labrador duck, came daily to the lake. Worried, he wondered if the ducks would even return the following year. I remember their graceful flips at dawn, he said sadly. Now there are only a few left. Hunters grew craftier, setting hidden traps and striking from a distance, chasing the feathers they prized greatly. The duck recalled her mother's words, "Stay away from the humans." But dangers increased every day. One foggy evening, the mother duck held her young close and said, "We must change." Fear and courage shone in her eyes. By dawn, they decided to move their home far away toward thick reeds where guns could not reach. Days passed, and the ducks learned new lessons about drifting on the water, avoiding hunters, and surviving harsh weather. No longer simply a family, they became warriors of survival. Meanwhile, a boy named Samir, hearing the ducks' calls clearly for the first time, felt they were mysteries, stories, dreams all woven together. He asked Dr. Henry, "Why don't the ducks come near us anymore?" With a heavy sigh, Dr. Henry replied, "They're trying to save their home, son. They were once so many the water seemed painted by them. Now all that remains are memories." Human activity showed no signs of slowing. New homes expanded, factories discharged waste, and noise filled the air. The duck's numbers shrank, and its home grew smaller. One stormy day, harsh rain and fierce winds tore through the forest and lake edges. Mother Duck gathered her family tightly. "This storm is another trial. We must stay united." The ducklings dreamed of better days. Village children, led by Samir, began urging people to protect the ducks and clean the lake shores. Voices rose in protest against hunters. Dr. Henry saw hope in the children. If they lead the way, maybe the Labrador duck can be saved. Mercy was urged among villagers. The ducks might return, bringing the lake back to life. Yet greed lingered. Hunters tracked the last ducks relentlessly. Sometimes, the mother duck said, "The world changes, but we must keep trying." Years passed, and the Labrador duck was nearly unseen. Dr. Henry, Samir, and children came daily with hope, hoping for a glimpse of a hidden duck or a faint call across the reeds. Meanwhile, a small group, a mother and 3 ducklings, set out for a new lake. Fear lived in their eyes, but so did hope for safety. The lake fell silent. Children listened to stories. Scientists recorded memories in notebooks. What follows is a story of their struggle and hope ahead. Time moved on. The duck family survived storms, harsh winters, new dangers. Chunchul, Shant, and Sahasi, the 3 ducklings, matured, shaped by their mother's teachings. Now they sought a safer place, away from humans. "It's time for new beginnings," the mother said. In the village, Samir and neighbors worked tirelessly for more protections, laws, and awareness. Technology helped where needed, but respect for nature's rhythms ruled. The stories of the Labrador duck spread widely. Children told tales of a family that survived every hardship. These were stories not just of a bird, but of love and respect for nature. They were in a new world now, filled with newfound hope. Far from the sea, by this quiet lake, the family thrived again. No matter the obstacles, the mother reminded, never give up. Samir, Dr. Henry, and community members brought changes, reducing pollution, guarding forests, and drafting laws to protect endangered species. Where needed, they embraced science, yet nature's tenderness and rules were honored above all. The story of Labrador Duck did not end here. It was a beginning of struggles, of hopes, and of love. The family showed that unity can overcome any crisis. The message rings clear: what is lost, let go. What remains, cherish. Life goes on, and with passion, courage, and love, a better future is always possible. The story of the Labrador Duck reminds us of our duty to respect and protect nature. And so, the family of the Labrador Duck built a new life in a new world, dreaming bright dreams every day.